Welcome back, everybody. We're here where we left off at the Prothean Beacon.
Normandy, the beacon is secure.
This is amazing. Actual working Prothean.
So this cutscene actually changes depending on who, if you're a male shepherd or female shepherd. If you're female, Caden is the one who does this. If you're male, Ashley's the one who does this. Because their respective romances do it, so they get a chance to save them and basically kindle the romance. If you so choose. Caden actually becomes romanceable by men in the third game. But yeah, this changes.
No, don't touch it. It's too dangerous.
I find it pretty in character that they both kind of are curious about the artifact, honestly. I don't really have much... I don't have a problem with it being interchangeable. It's really not a big deal to me. So this is a cutscene we get outside the player perspective. So this is something Shepard wouldn't be able to see.
We identified the ship that touched down on
That's an Asari. We'll learn more about that alien species later.
Human Alliance vessel. It was under the
But that's an old version of it. Well, not an old version of it, but that's like, there are 3 phases of it, the Asari lifespan. That's the oldest, because they live up to 1,000 years. Oh, and he's finding out that we used the beacon, and we got that weird vision. What a great way to start the second episode. What a great way to start the second episode. The greatest way.
Must be eliminated.
This is a really chill Let's Play. Chill. I don't know if I'll cut those loading screens out. Definitely not the first one.
Dr. Chakwas. I think she's waking up.
You had us worried there, Shepard. How are you feeling?
I'm okay.
Minor throbbing. Nothing serious. How long was I out?
About 15 hours. Something happened down there with the beacon, I think.
It's my fault. I must have triggered some kind of security field when I approached it. You had to push me out of the way.
Oh, and then depending on what you say here, they'll like you a little bit more. I should say now, I'm not really looking for romance in this series. I know the Bioware games are really known for their romance. Mass Effect 1, I don't really plan on romancing anyone. Maybe 2, and depending on what happens in 2, we'll see what happens in 3. But I'm not really looking to romance Caden. I think he's a great character. I'm just not really... it's not really the purpose of this series right now.
Where's the beacon now?
So I'm not going to say the thing that makes it seem like I'm nice to him. Not that I hate him. I actually think he's a great character.
Knocked you cold.
But, still.
You back here to the ship.
Where's the damage, Doctor?
Yeah, so I'm not going to say anything specific.
But I detected some unusual brain activity. Abnormal beta waves. I also noticed an increase in your rapid eye movement. Signs typically associated with intense dreaming.
Yeah, dreaming. Let's call it that.
I'm not sure what I saw. Death, destruction,
So they went for a...
nothing's really clear.
I won't talk about it now. I was going to talk about the default appearance for female Shepard in Mass Effect 3, but I'll talk about that when the time comes, honestly.
How's our EXO holding up, Doctor?
So we got a vision, and this vision is pretty hugely important, I'd say.
Glad to hear it. Shepard, I need to speak with you. In private.
Aye, aye, Captain. I'll be
Aye, aye, Captain.
if you need me.
She's like, whatever, this isn't my clinic or anything.
You sure you're okay?
My cough is a little bit better. I took a break between recordings. Jenkins.
I don't like
He's dead now.
dying under my command.
Jenkins wasn't your fault. You did a good job, Shepard.
Did we leave Gunnery Chief Williams back on Eden Prime?
I figured we could use a soldier like her. She's been reassigned to the North.
She's pretty good.
Williams is a good soldier. She deserves it.
Lieutenant Alenko agrees with you.
So yeah, also if you're a male shepherd, Ashley's the one who greets you when you wake up in the hospital. Well, not the hospital, but in the med bay.
Intel dropped the ball, sir. We had no idea what we were walking into down there. That's why things went to hell.
The Geth haven't been outside the Veil in 2 centuries, Commander.
2? I thought it was 3.
Could have predicted this.
Maybe it's like 2 and some change.
You said you needed to see me in private, Captain?
Yeah, that mission went bad. The beacon blew up.
Nihilus is dead.
Nihilus is dead,
Geth are invading.
and the Geth are invading.
The Council's going to want answers.
I'll tell them what happened.
I didn't do anything wrong, Captain. Hopefully the Council can see that.
This game has a problem,
Behind you and your
and it doesn't portray politics in a very intelligent way sometimes,
That's not why I'm here.
or the bureaucratic process, I should say.
Saren's a Spectre. One of the best.
So Saren is another Spectre.
But if he's working with the Geth, it means he's gone rogue. A rogue Spectre's trouble. Saren's dangerous, and he hates humans.
So he sounds bad.
Why?
He thinks we're growing too fast, taking over the galaxy. A lot of aliens think that way. Most
Tell me more, Keith David.
about it. But Saren has allied himself with the Geth.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So synthetic boogeymen
I only know it had some
come back from beyond a certain section of the galaxy that no one's been to,
beacon self.
and it just happens to be here. You know, there's something big going on.
What Saren was after?
Just before I lost consciousness, I had some kind of vision.
A vision. A vision of what?
These all say the same thing.
I saw synthetics. Geth, maybe.
That literally all says the same thing. It says just this.
Butchering them.
People talk about how the next couple Mass Effect games have less dialogue choices, and that's somewhat true, but that's because some of these choices are redundant. Like, they lead to the same outcome. So yeah, what were we gonna say?
What are we gonna tell them? I had a bad
Like, that I had a bad dream?
We don't know what information was stored.
Now that's true. If it's valuable super weapon technology, then it's just like, we should take it seriously.
Whatever it was. Saren took it. But I know Saren. I know his reputation is powerful.
So whatever information was in that beacon, Saren has it now too, and maybe it's on his anti-human agenda, whatever it is.
He is an army.
That's what we have so far.
And he won't stop until he's wiped humanity from the face of
That's a little bit of jumping from conclusions. Like, so then Shepard just says automatically, you're right, and then it gets really dramatic for no reason. It's kind of like, it's just kind of cheap drama. Like, we barely know anything about Saren other than this. So I'll just say you're right.
I'll find some way to take
And Shepard makes it super personal.
It's not that easy.
Like, for no reason. Like, we need way more information about what's going on, and we need a lot more authority to act. This part of the plot is really kind of, it's kind of dumb, to be honest. So this is the right thought, in my opinion.
We prove Saren's gone rogue and the Council will revoke his Spectre status.
Yes. But the only thing in danger right now was the colony, and we saved it. So what's at stake? Possibly more colonies? We don't really know what's at stake right now. There's no enemy that's telling us they're going to attack us more. There's just the first attack. If there was a series of attacks, we could do something with this. But as it is now, it feels like we're jumping to conclusions. I don't know. That's just how I feel about that. This beginning part of how we become more in the galaxy never really sat well with me.
Glad to see you're okay, Commander.
Oh, there's Caden.
Commander, I'm glad to see you're okay. Losing Jenkins
Yeah.
was hard on the crew.
He's dead now.
I'm glad we didn't lose you too.
Things were pretty rough down there.
Yeah, you never get used to seeing dead.
Of course, I start coughing now that I'm recording again. I wasn't coughing before.
But at least you stopped Saren.
Whew, all right. You did a good job.
I couldn't have done it without you.
We're Marines. We stick together. And I'm just sorry that we lost Jenkins.
Yeah, it sucks.
I wish I could have done something to save him.
There's literally nothing he could have done. He walked out and died.
Everything right. It was just bad luck.
Yeah.
It's been a hell of a shakedown.
Jenkins really never gets mentioned a lot at all
Killing another.
in the series. He's just kind of the first guy that dies.
Gonna be happy about that.
He's really a red shirt when you think about Star Trek kind of stuff.
Out of the Alliance.
You've got a good grasp of the situation. You a career man?
Yeah.
So,
Sorry.
Shepard and Caden have a little bit of a history, not a big one.
Get a paycheck.
Like, I think this is their first assignment.
Father served. I made him proud when I enlisted. Eventually. But is that why you're here? Because of your family?
So when characters get to ask you about your backstory, I really love that. It's great.
My family were homesteaders on Mindwar. I'm the only one left. But I've moved beyond that.
Oh, that's right, a cruise. I imagine that bought you any post in the fleet.
Technically, I was talking about Mindwar.
For the Citadel, ma'am. Can you, tell me why?
Yeah, why not?
Hopes the ambassador can get an audience with the council. Tell them what's
Yeah. So hopefully we'll get more resources or help, or be able to talk to somebody that like, hey, listen, our colony got attacked. The beacon is gone, and we think one of your agents is responsible. So that's a pretty big deal. And Ashley.
I'm glad you're okay, Commander. The crew could use some good news after what happened to Jenkins.
Jenkins was a valuable part of this crew.
Part of me feels guilty over what happened. If Jenkins was still alive, I might...
I never quite understood how Ashley's transition worked to the Normandy. Like, who exactly Anderson talked to make that happen. Like, I don't mind if she's on the team. I just, like, again, the process for how we got here, the line of thinking, doesn't... I don't know how it worked. Well, I don't know military structure. Technically Navy, because spaceship.
Thanks, Commander. I appreciate that.
Things were pretty rough down there. Are you okay?
But yeah, Mass Effect has never been that strict with like adhering perfectly to how
But to see my whole unit...
the human military should work. Like for alien militaries, make up whatever you want, as long as it makes sense
We couldn't have done
to a
it.
degree and fits their perspective. But it's tough because for human sci-fi military, you have to make
to the Normandy.
a general conclusion from where we are now to where we would be if we got to the sci-fi setting. And it has to kind of make sense.
I think
It's a fine line that usually not too many people worry about. But yeah, I don't think, as someone who doesn't have too much experience with our current military, I can say that I found nothing that offends me. But then again, I know people who talk about the military structure of the game and be like, yeah, that's not what today would be. That's completely wrong.
I'm glad you're okay, Commander. Losing Jenkins.
Yeah. Oh, and you pick up codex stuff from the world. And such. So you can click on things and you can get information. But they'll be in your little codex. Itty bitty codex. Anything around here before I click them? No. But yeah, space.
Good timing, Commander. I was just
So this is another wow moment for the series, honestly.
spare money at work.
So we get to the Citadel, the interspecies space station where all of the galactic politics are made. At least formally made. Use the master relay to teleport. Well, teleport. She shoot us there. That's the Citadel. It's cool. It's a great view.
Look at the size of that ship.
The Ascension, flagship of the Citadel fleet.
Well, size isn't everything.
That's an Asari dreadnought design.
You need firepower too.
Look at that monster. Its main gun could rip through the barriers in any ship in the Alliance fleet.
Good thing it's on our side then.
Citadel Control, this is SSV Normandy, requesting permission to land.
So yeah, that ship that just passed us right there with the sharp angles there, that's more of a Turian ship. Well, that one too. That's what the Turian ship looked like, a little bit more.
Roger, Alliance Tower.
I think so, at least. I'm pretty sure. Turians have the largest fleet in the galaxy. Again, most militaristic race is here to bring their military stuff. Aside from that biggest fleet, Quarians are nomadic. They live in spaceships, so they have their whole species on a ship or a series of ships. But we'll have a character that will be able to talk more about that. For now, we're here at the Citadel. We're going to present our case to the Council. Council's only 3 people, by the way.
This
3
is
different
an
aliens.
outrage. The Council would step in if the Geth attacked a Turian colony.
I think there's a tiny echo. There shouldn't be, because he's being loud.
On the borders of the Terminus systems, Ambassador.
Humanity was well aware of the risks when you went into the Traverse.
What about Sarah?
So yes, from left to right, Turian, Asari, Salarian, alien races.
The Council Ambassador.
Citadel Security is investigating your charges against...
And you basically have left to right, hard ass,
hearing.
diplomat, Right side is more of a wait and see kind of guy. The Solarians are a short-lived species, hyper intelligent. Their motto is always expect trouble from someone else, and failing that, make trouble for somebody else.
They are. Sounds like you convinced the council to give us an audience.
They were not happy about it. Saren's their top agent. They don't like him being accused of treason.
I mean, listen.
Saren's a threat to every human colony out there.
We don't know that, but we can. It's a large assumption.
Settle down, Commander.
But you know, we're here to try and prove it. Again, this isn't the strongest plot section of the game.
Eden Prime was a chance to prove you could get the job done. Instead, Nihilus ended up dead, and the beacon was destroyed.
I feel like that's not my fault, though.
Then we better hope the CSEC investigation turns up evidence to...
I also don't know how that works. So, CSEC is Citadel Security. It's this station version of cops.
Come with me,
like they have their own cops here. I don't know how this cop power has any influence. How could they investigate a crime scene that happened on a different planet? It's never gone into detail, and I don't know how it works. I really don't. So here we are. It's nice. So there are two general sections. There's the Presidium, which is the giant ring you saw, and it's got like a day environment. And then the long arm wards. There are 5 of them, and they're all nighttime because they don't have the artificial daylight. And this is for the, you know, politically dominant, the upper society, and the wards are for the more lower class people. People. This is a side quest that will take me to a different part of the galaxy. I'm gonna give you a brief introduction to some alien species, and then we'll move on a little bit. Oh, this is a keeper. They just work here, though. I'm gonna interrupt him.
There, human. Sincere apology.
This is an Elcor. Big elephant dude, elephant-like dude, slow speaking. Their intricacies when it comes to speech are so minute that they have to, when speaking to other species, they have to say their emotion before they actually speak. So alarmed response. You overheard that, did you? And they all speak with the same monotone voice. It's kind of cool.
What did this Asari do to get you?
So this is a diplomat who's upset. Basically an alien escort somehow released sensitive information of his. She's kind of a prostitute, but more of a... Think Inara from Firefly, and that's what she is. Oh, and also a little bit more mystic. Like, definitely more mystic, like Oracle kind of thing.
Where can I find...
She's not a very important character, though. She is, but the plot doesn't give her a lot of gravitas. Another Elcor.
Please greeting. Human, it is always good to see your kind. I am Ambassador Kalen.
You can find out about them. There's not much. They're not very combative like. They don't expand much as a race. That's about it. They were uplifted by the Asari. They live close to the Asari space, the blue women people race.
Enjoy your time on the Citadel.
Yes, thank you. I want to talk to this one now. This is a Volus. Short, obviously. They all have to live in little suits when they're not. I think when they're not on the home planet, and they speak like Darth Vader. They're merchants of this universe. They're the banking race. They were one of the early races to come here, but didn't get council space, despite how kind of important they are to the economy. They have a good relationship with the Turians. I basically just told you everything.
Goodbye, Ambassador.
I might come back later for that dialogue for Codex information, but I don't want to waste your time. I already got the side quest from that guy. Someone is jumping up a storm upstairs. I could go that way. I'm trying to remember. I should go that way.
Good day, Commander. The human ambassador is up the stairs, first room on the right.
You know who I am?
Yes, I receive reports on all newly arrived dignitaries and notable.
Man, this cough. That's about it.
I should be going now.
Have a pleasant day.
We'll get to that in a second. I'm just gonna do a quick check here. Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of the Citadel. I want to cut out things from this section, because this is basically the tutorial section where you figure out how side quests work. This is your biggest hub in the game. I guess just getting some experience. Unfortunately, it is kind of padded out a lot. It's still good, but for players who are unsure whether or not they're gonna like this game, it's a long time to spend here. Like, you're just gonna spend, if you want to do everything you can, you're gonna spend like an hour or two here before you get to the actual game. Another side quest, I think. I'm not gonna show you guys a lot of the side quests. I'm gonna do most of the Citadel now.
Commander Shepard.
But other than that, I don't want to waste your time. I'm gonna keep you to the main plot things and maybe a couple side quests that I think matter. Who are you?
Have we met before?
I walked into his office and was like, who are you?
Well enough. I'm Executor Palin, head of CSEC. It's my job to know when someone like you arrives on the Citadel.
Cool.
Is there something you needed, Commander?
Spectres are basically like, no one tells them what to do. The council gives them assignments, but he feels that they have too much power, which is fair, because they have no scrutiny. No one tells them what to do. The only way you actually stop a Spectre that goes bad is to send another Spectre. But
Tell me about your investigation.
I want to hear about that.
Sorry, Commander. I don't make a habit of giving out details about ongoing investigations.
I will talk to him about humans.
I get the feeling you're not too fond of humans.
No.
I like his character a lot, actually. He seems really down to earth, and he's given some character, even though this is like the only time you have to talk. Actually, you don't even have to ever talk to him. This is just if you get a chance to talk to him, he's a really in-depth character. I heard he gets killed off in the books.
Their business, but I don't have to like it.
The council treats us like second-class citizens. We have to fight for everything we get.
Good. Then fight for it. But don't expect the rest of us to just sit back and let you take it.
Which is a fair assessment.
We done here?
That's about it, really. I don't want anything else from him.
Goodbye,
Man. Oh, I don't want to go that way. I don't really... I'll talk to one guy. So Ashley's kind of a cynic. Caden's more the optimist. You'll see it more as we talk to them.
What do you want? Oh, Commander.
Hello, caught you with your pants down, did I?
I could do for you.
Relax, Private. This isn't...
I think he's on our ship?
Right, sorry.
I don't know.
What can I do for you, Commander?
It's just a little thing to tell you where the consort is.
Consort.
Well, she's an Asari who works here as... She helps people with... things.
You never went to see her, did you, Fredericks?
No, I never did. I couldn't afford it. It costs half a year's credits just to go in and talk to her.
That's fine, Private. Just tell me where to find her.
Sure. She's across the bridge from the embassies.
Thanks, kid. Have fun. Try not to get into too much trouble.
I will. Have fun.
Also, I like Ashley's signature armor, but in terms of like military camouflage, she ain't blending in anywhere. She is not blending in anywhere. Like, you would expect Eden Prime to be a little bit more, like, we can customize our armor here. Don't get me wrong, but you'd expect Eden Prime to be more white on pink colors if she was gonna wear that. It gives her a unique look that I like, but still.
What does that mean?
I am a fully interactive virtual intelligence.
So this is Avina.
Programmed to provide
She helps people figure out what's on the Citadel. You can talk to her about a bunch of stuff. You can talk about the monuments. You can talk about local attractions, local areas. What's in each area, the markets. I'm not interested.
I'll pass.
Sorry.
I apologize if you found my service unsatisfactory.
So yeah, it's very touristy. This is the fast travel around the Citadel. A lot of people complain about how big the Citadel is because you gotta take elevators everywhere. I like the elevators because it gives your characters a chance to talk to each other. But I understand it's very oops, excuse me. I understand it's very kind of arduous to have to do over and over again. I understand it's a pain in the ass. I really do. And I'm not surprised that they kind of tried to shorten the time between going places in the other Citadel areas. Mass Effect 3 probably has the best Citadel area in the game. I mean, in the series, but it takes a while to get there. But I had to imagine it's a technological limitation too. I pressed the wrong button again. Excuse me. Yeah, I have to imagine it's a technological limitation. Why they wanted to make this easy to run around and make it really cool so you could watch the whole place and go from place to place with an elevator. But
Welcome. I am Nelina.
you know, what are you gonna do?
Don't recognize you as one of our expected clients today. Would you like me to see when the consort will be able to meet with you?
Can't I just...
Man, I have the itch to start skipping dialogue.
Not. Yeah, you must understand there are many who seek the consort services. But if you wish to leave your name, she'll make...
Man, the Citadel's gonna be the longest fucking part. Not the part itself. Yeah.
I think I'm done here.
Oh, well, I hope you'll...
And not the longest part, but it's gonna be the longest section of the game.
New clients.
Because it's just me stopping to talk to people.
Yes, Shaira?
And that's not great.
To see me.
It's not easy.
Yes, of course.
These parts, by the way, the first part I wanted to make an hour long, roughly. But the subsequent parts, I think, will probably be... I want to try and pace them along with the story beats, or along with what I'm doing.
She'd like to meet
So, okay.
Where do I go?
But
She'll be waiting.
I'm trying to pace the parts. Like I want to make them over 30 minutes, but I'll make them as long as they need to be. Like I want to find a good place to cut. Her voice sounds familiar. This one.
With the Alliance? My brother's a private back on Earth.
I don't know where it's from though. I feel like I saw it on a cartoon show as a kid. What are you gonna do? I'm glad the game hasn't crashed yet. I hope it never crashes. Mass Effect 2 will be a different story though. Hello.
That is close enough, Commander. I've heard
So yes, you're
since your arrival here an hour.
your psychic person. Your oracle who gives you a little bit of stuff to do. It's very classic like what's the word I'm looking for? Like video game, RPG trope. Very Lord of the Rings kind of thing, D&D style.
What exactly do you do?
That depends on your needs. I offer advice to some, comfort to others. I have a certain problem that could use your expertise.
Tell me more.
Maybe I can help.
I have a friend, Septimus, a retired Turian general. I won't discuss the details, but he wanted me to be more than I could be. We had a falling out. Now he's...
I said that just the other day to a friend of mine. You want me to be more than I can be.
If you would speak as a fellow soldier, I believe...
So, the diplomat sent us here, and she's sending us to Septimus.
What happened between you?
I respect his privacy.
It's video game questline stuff. Luckily, it's not about anything important. We can not do this if we want. But I'll do a little bit of this. Again, I want to show you a little bit of the Citadel, just to get you used to some stuff. Because the rest of the game is going to be not very many side quests, unless I think they're important. Which I'll probably keep telling you guys.
Appeal to a sense of honor. Remind him of his position as a general. If you can convince him to stop spreading lies about me.
So yeah, the Asari are all women. They're monogendered. And the way they actually reproduce, as we'll find out later, is they have psychic powers that they can mind meld with people in order to randomize their own genetic code. And then once they get the genetic code of another person, it can even be from another species, they can reproduce. Traditionally, there is one parent who is the father, the donor of the code, and the person who actually gives birth. But I'm not going to talk to her. But that's how that works. Do 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 da da ba ba da 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 ba dum bum bum bum. Hello.
Welcome to Presidium.
I think this is important to talk about.
The statue you see
So
before you was commissioned to honor the Krogan soldiers.
So Krogan are another alien race.
Protect Citadel space during
One of the mass relays they opened up, I think.
aftermath of the Krogan rebellion.
No, Krogan rebellions were 800 years ago.
To have the statue.
Rachni Wars were 1400. We'll find out.
quashed by
So what are the Rachni Wars?
What were the
Tell us.
Rachni Wars?
I think this is important for the plot. 2200. I'm kind of sad they don't tell you about this, like, in the actual plot. They mention it when it's relevant, but I feel like it's important to get to know the history of this galaxy. So the Rachni were an insect race that started war with the rest of the galaxy, and it lasted for 3 centuries. And the Krogan were uplifted like a little dinosaur race. If you're not familiar with them, they were uplifted by the Solarians and used as like as a tool to stop the Rachni. Unfortunately,
the Krogan then pursued their retreating.
The Krogan overdid it and hunted them to extinction. Whether or not you think that's a good thing is up to you.
The Krogan hunted their enemy to extinction.
And then the Krogan rebellions were when the Krogan themselves, once part of the galactic community, wanted more lands and started annexing other species' land.
That's all.
Eventually, they got hit with the Krogan genophage because they reproduced too fast and were too aggressive. Basically, it's we'll learn more about it, but the Krogan basically now have an artificial disease on them because of their actions.
This one is greatly
Well, they were the council.
my decadent Emporium.
The Citadel did it to them because of the war that happened.
Who are you?
This is a Hanar.
This one.
Goddamn, I have to explain so many species.
So many in this place simply
Like, he's doing it for me.
time to examine
Yeah, Hanar just speak using bioluminescence. And they have regular names they use for people, and they have spiritual names they keep for themselves and close family members. We're just gonna buy something.
Your items.
If you want to get the rich achievement in this game, don't buy anything except upgrades and licenses.
do so, human.
You don't need anything else. Every other loot you will just find. Do not worry about it. Yeah, here's a license. And that's it. I will not buy anything else. You can buy things once you get to the end of the game. Trust me, you're gonna find much better stuff out there by yourself. The only thing you should buy is the Spectre Master Gear, which you will eventually unlock by getting a higher level. That's the only thing you really need to buy. Statue. Nope, talk.
Anyone else hear that low hum?
This is
It's coming from that statue.
This was here when the species first found the Citadel. It's like a piece of art. And that's where I'll leave that. But like scholars debate what it means. Hello, bug. So we're gonna get a brief thing on the keepers. This is a really brief, basically like how almost every species works section.
Of the Citadel Tower, one of the Presidium's most responsible and
I'm just gonna accept the fact that I'm coughing. Like seriously.
is the spectacular relay monument.
I wonder when like the itch to skip dialogue is gonna become too great, and I'm just gonna start skipping left and right.
Keepers, the enigmatic caretakers of the Citadel, working on a control panel. You may see keepers involved in various tasks throughout all levels of the Citadel. We ask that you do not interfere with them in any way. The keepers are essential to the smooth operation.
So yes, the keepers are basically they seem non-sapient, not self-aware race that was on the Citadel before anyone else got here, and all they do is work on everything. They don't talk. If you try to touch them or do anything to them, they just kind of like melt or explode. I don't really care. I know enough. I'll blast you for the codex. Hold on. Maybe I'll do this from now on.
Sections of the Citadel, but
Click, 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 click.
no
Click, 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 click.
access
Click.
to these areas is
Click,
restricted
click.
to the
Yeah, codex.
for using Avena. Have a play.
Welcome to Gabe speeds through dialogue in Mass Effect. I promise I won't do that for anything important. There's another side quest over there. I know, for anybody who knows this game, I am saving it for later. I know what I'm doing. I know it doesn't look like that, but I know what I'm doing. Eventually I will cut, like, walking to places, but for the first time, I want you to see everything the first time at least. I'm hoping I can front load a lot of the content here, and then later it's just going to be cut, cut, cut. Especially when I run out of things to say. Or anything new to say. Because there are going to be sections where I go back to the Citadel and oh, there's one I'll definitely show you. Yeah, there's one section I'll definitely show you going back to the Citadel to like find more supplies and stuff and do more quests. Yeah, but There won't be too many of those. There's probably be like 1 or 2 at most. I don't want to make this episode an hour long. Rawr.
Saren's hiding something. Give me more time.
Need another character, Garrus.
Stall the council? Don't be ridiculous. Your investigation is over, Garrus.
Hello.
Shepard, Garrus Vakari.
So, note the different kind of face paint.
Investigation into Saren.
Different design, different place of... He's different place of origin. So, he's a cop. He was the guy investigating Saren. What did you find?
I should know about?
What should we know?
Most of his activities are classified.
He found nothing.
I couldn't find anything.
He was given no access to Saren's personal files. Like, what was he even investigating?
I think the council...
Like, literally, what was he investigating?
Good luck, Shepard. Maybe they'll listen to you.
But we'll come back to Garrus later. Like, literally, I don't know what he was investigating. Like, he says he was onto something, but he had no access. Like, it's something that makes sense for drama. Like saying, oh, my investigation's going nowhere. But literally, where was his investigation going? Nowhere. Like, he had, like... what could he possibly investigate on a different planet? It's all secondhand reports. Quick save.
The hearing's already started. Come on.
Save completed. This is something they changed in the next Mass Effects, but you're not allowed to carry guns.
In any way.
Well, in Mass Effect 2, you're not allowed to pull them out. Mass Effect 3, you're not allowed to carry them around in hub worlds. It makes sense for immersion, but you can't help but get the feeling that the game designers are like slowly removing your sense of control so that you have a better cinematic experience. We'll talk more about that when we get to the next games, but you'll see that kind of becomes a problem in general. In this sense, it makes sense. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I shouldn't be allowed to carry guns unless I'm going to get into shooting sections. Or if I have a pistol, it should be hidden. But, story time.
And this must be your protege, Commander Shepard. The one who let the beacon get destroyed.
The mission to Eden Prime was top secret. The only way...
So here we go. It's he said, she said, down by the seashore.
Files passed on to me.
So yeah, he's just countering everything we say, and then he says how we're being yeah, I don't know.
Saren despises humanity. That's why
So we're saying one thing, he's saying another thing. No one's really saying anything here. He's saying that humanity is dumb. We're saying that he's a liar, but we have no proof. Like, we're not saying anything. And we're not saying anything about the beacon either.
Shepard's admission into this.
And yeah, here we're not here to talk about that. And yet we're talking about it.
The humans are wasting your time, Counselor, and mine.
They're not protecting him. We have no proof. We have to find proof.
You can't hide behind the council forever.
There is still one outstanding issue.
And here we go.
Shepard's vision. It may have been triggered by the beacon.
Are we allowing dreams into evidence?
So, even though the dreams were brought on by ancient technology that everyone trusts and relies on, we're not going to talk about the dreams at all. I know it doesn't talk about Saren, it doesn't prove Saren, but it's still important.
Else to add, Commander Shepard.
And also, we're not going to bring up the fact that the Geth attacked a human colony. No one's going to talk about that. How is no one talking about that? Ridiculous. And then these are all the same thing.
You've made your decision. I won't waste my breath.
It's all the same line of dialogue. It doesn't matter. We didn't talk about the Prothean vision. We didn't talk about the Geth. We didn't talk about human colonies. We talked about Saren, and then we had no proof.
I'm glad to see justice was served.
And that's it.
This meeting is...
You see what happened? Nothing. So now we have to go get the proof we should have gotten in the first place. Or, it's good for drama, and if you're playing this for the first time, you don't think about it much.
It was a mistake bringing you.
But like, man, does it look dumb. If you can forgive this part of the game, I promise the rest will be more fun and thought-provoking.
He's working with
But
for one reason. To
damn.
eliminate the entire human race. Every colony we have is at risk. Every word.
Again, that's an assumption. That's a really big jump to conclusion.
Tell me about this history between you and Saren.
I worked with him on a mission a long time ago. Things went bad. Real bad.
Real bad.
We shouldn't talk about this here.
So that's actually the plot of one of the books. It was surrounding Saren and Anderson and their history together. But for now,
what's our next step?
We're gonna move on. What's our next step?
He's virtually untouchable. We need
So yes, how do we do what we should have done before?
What about Garrus, that CSEC investigator? We saw him arguing with the executive.
That's an idea.
That's right. He was asking for more time to finish his report. Seems like he was...
I can't believe they didn't let him finish his report. I understand the council's busy, but still.
Any idea where we could find him?
He's a cop. Where do we find him?
Contact in CSEC who can
Ask another cop.
Garrus down.
Makes sense to me. Fair enough.
Forget it. They suspended Harkin last month, drinking on the job. I won't waste my time with that loser.
You won't have to. I don't want
So,
the council using your
yeah, we're doing this now.
as an excuse to ignore anything we turn up. Shepard will handle this.
I'm just gonna keep going.
I'll take care of it.
So Anderson has a clear history with the case, and it makes us look bad by having him here. I won't say it's nice to kick him off. I won't say it's not mean to kick him off, but it's a good idea.
Dingy little club in the lower section of the wards.
Maybe there's another way to find evidence against Saren.
Maybe there is.
Barla Vaughn over in the financial district.
And here's another thread we can follow. You can do both, by the way. And I always do both, so that's what we're gonna do.
Buys and sells secrets to the highest bidder.
So,
I've heard Barla Vaughn.
we can go through the cops, or we can go through back alley information dealers.
His information won't come cheap.
And we're gonna do both. This is a lot of stuff that boils down to... The Shadow Broker is basically the Illuminati of this universe. He buys and sells secrets to the highest bidder. And he's very recluse, or no one knows who, or they, or she, anything about who this entity is. Council and the Ambassador, it's hard. The human ambassador wants to get his stuff, but we don't want to look too reliant or too independent. It's a delicate balance, and he's a pissy character. And this game has a history of, or has a trend of not writing politicians to be very real, just kind of like dickish. Harkin's just a bad cop. That talks about specters. He's an information broker. Bam, done. I can do this, but we'll do it later.
I should go.
Good luck.
We'll get this. We'll get it later, anyways. It doesn't matter.
The ambassador's office if you need anything else.
I mean, it matters, but we'll get it later. You guys have to trust me on this. Really. And we'll end this episode talking to Jordan. Hello.
What?
A Solarian.
No, I wasn't. Never mind.
I always play a little game with myself. Like, technically these are different species. But what if I just went up to somebody and was just like, a black guy? And just explained their history to you. A Hispanic man. Sorry.
Why are you so interested in the Keepers?
Keepers? I've got no interest in the keep.
Don't get coy. I know what I saw.
So, you're not supposed to study the Keepers. And this guy is studying the Keepers.
We're just talking. Is there something wrong with that?
Ooh. She says it all sexy like.
I guess it wouldn't hurt to tell you. I'm using a small scanner to gather readings on the Keepers.
I once heard somebody say when they play video games, they like to play as females. And this person is a guy. And I thought, oh, that's really progressive. Or I'm like, well, why does he does it? Why does he do it? Not does it. And he says, well, if he's going to play a video game all day, then he's going to look, he wants to look at an attractive character, which
I don't really think
that makes sense. That's not logic I can, I can denounce.
But it's not really
and I actually agree with it to a certain degree. But I like just seeing more girls in video games in general.
Who you are.
You know.
I'm Commander Shepard with the Alliance military.
I like seeing that as more of a presence.
Well, I suppose.
And they actually take the information. Like I think they do have a way of figuring out your playthrough data and what you choose. So
Upload to my data.
the more you do certain things, the more you give certain things a chance.
Each unique
they'll see people want this kind of content, this kind of diversity.
About the Keepers.
I don't want to do this episode an hour.
Yet we know so little about them.
You didn't hear that.
A scientist. I want to know what makes them tick.
Okay.
I should get going then.
Yes, I have much work myself. So long, and good luck with the scanning.
Goodbye. Scan the first one. Bam. So there are 21 keepers all over the station. I know where all of them are. And we're going to take care of that later. Alright guys, this is where I'm going to end this part for now because I don't want it to be too long. Check back for more episodes of Retrospective as well as other helpful and stuff. Please like and subscribe if you like this stuff. There'll be more of it, and let us know in the comments what you like. So thanks for stopping by.